Hello and welcome to Pixels and Points. I'm Susie Brown with Red Rock, and with me, as always,
Matt Nelsen, the digital media director here at Red Rock. So today we're going to do some sort of traditional, trying to step away from the AI that's always ever present. So Susie, what do we got?
so we got a little ratings roundup today. So, first thing we were going to talk about is just good old ratings. So, basically, this article's talking about ad supported viewing, seeing gains. So basically, when we're looking at streaming, you've got your ad supported streamers and then your pay to play models, like all the HBO Maxes and all of those in the world. But I think the most interesting thing about this data is showing the breakout between broadcast, cable, and streaming. And kind of for the first time that I've seen, cable is overtaking broadcast as far as percentages. So here we've got broadcast 26%, cable 28, and then of course streaming, and this is total day people 12 and up, so all people 45%.
It's taken over.
Mhm. Yeah, we definitely knew it was taking over, but here you can kind of see it broken out. And I really think it's interesting. Well, not interesting, but not so great for broadcast. It is taking the brunt of the hit of where streaming is gaining all its traction.
Yeah, it's just what I don't understand is it says that total TV viewing was down 9% during the quarter, but I'm just wondering, they didn't go into whether there was a reason for that though.
The only thing I saw was, in usually traditional broadcasts, you don't see this in second quarter, you see it in third, is they were saying there's just not enough new, fresh programming, like all the regular series go in hiatus.
Well, we didn't have like the Summer Olympics last year, did we, or something like that? That would have counted.
Oh,
I can't remember. I can't
was it
remember
last
when
year,
the
the year
Olympics.
before? I know.
I don't know. I don't know if last year wasn't the Winter Olympics, was it? I don't know.
No,
Never.
I think the most recent has been summer, and then we have a winter coming up.
Okay, so then yeah, we had Summer Olympics last year. That would have counted for. I would have thought that would have been a bit more bigger than 9% down. So I don't know. But it during the same quarter last year? I can't remember. It's been too long.
Well, and also looking at this was another really interesting fact about where we're talking about ad supported. So, non ad supported television, which would be the consumer paying to play, only
Mm-hmm.
26%. And then ad supported is 73, almost 74%. So, buying your OTT, buying your connected TV through streamers still makes sense. That's where the majority of the audience is.
Yeah, I mean, even when people are paying for their content, it's all being ad supported now. You have to like pay out the nose to not get ads, so they're just making it less and less attractive for people to pay for non-ad supported content. And honestly,
Mhm.
this is coming from a personal experience just from last night. We ended up like we wanted to watch a movie,
Mhm.
so we looked at where was it streaming, and one of the
Yep.
places we were streaming was just like, nope, I'm not sitting through all the ads that they like to play on that streamer. So I'm just gonna pay the $3 to rent the movie on Amazon is what we ended up doing just because we didn't want to be
Mhm.
sitting the ads. There was a movie that we had watched. We're on a movie kick for summer vacation, and there was a movie that we watched the other day, and they just kept on throwing up ads. Oh, we watched the movie 1408, which was a horror movie with John Cusack.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Throwing up ads at the worst time, and it kept ruining the
yes, the breaks are so disruptive.
kept ruining the movie. So it's just one of those things. Like we're watching a movie, we're like, we don't want ads, so we're basically forced to rent it unless we can get it from a streaming service that runs 60 seconds or less of an ad in the break. And I mean, Hulu's actually pretty good about it. Disney's pretty good about it. It's just when you get to, I think
Mhm.
it's Peacock's not.
Peacock, I always see, not to name names, but the same ad over and over and over. And some
That
of them are just like that. And like a Tubi or the freebies of the world, that's what you're getting. Yeah.
And the worst part is the ad that they keep on replaying on us is a bad ad that none of us. It's like for Cavassier, and it's just like, no, we're not.
Right. You're like, you are wasting so much money. I am not your demo.
It's like somebody did not put on a frequency cap. But yeah,
Yep.
commercial breaks are like 160 seconds or something like that. It's
Yep.
just,
Yep.
I'm like,
There's
max
gonna have to
underneath
be,
20. All right. I know you want to
yeah.
be closer to 3 minutes. You're trying to do the traditional media ad break, but it's not working for me. It's that, and it's gonna be one of those things that they're gonna be competitive. Like they want to have ads, they want to make money, but then they also
Hmm.
don't want to have enough ads to where it stops me from streaming on their platform because I can't stand all the ads. So
Yep. And they've got to, as this streaming obviously is growing from a media buyer perspective, improve their traffic system, right?
yeah.
So breaks are in the right place. We aren't constantly seeing the same.
Mm-hmm. It's yeah.
Hmm.
But this is encouraging that we're seeing. I mean, there's going to be more availability for OTT for us to be able to place on. Hopefully, this brings down some of the costs a little bit. I
Exactly.
hope.
And yeah, CPMs on streaming is always going to be less than broadcast and cable.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking for. Okay, what do we got next? Don't want to spend too much time on one thing. Got like
Yeah. So next, more ratings news, if it will pop up.
yes, measurement competitors try to snatch the crown, but Nielsen's king for now. Um,
Yes.
this article felt more just like a somebody was trying to prop up video amp. Like the whole second part of the article is just about like video amps really trying to take it to the Nielsen, and I'm just okay, it's whatever. But
Yep.
I mean, with all of the different competitors that are coming in, I mean, they're saying that Nielsen's going to be, they're only got like a toehold in it, but it's I it's when you're
It's
buying
hard to say. Yeah.
it's when you're
It,
buying all of this, you kind of have to deal with whatever the station or station groups
are
rating score
using.
is,
Hmm.
especially if you're trying to post on it and you're trying to guarantee that you're going to be hitting this many points or whatever it is with the station. You kind of have to go with what they're using because they're going to only post on what their ratings are. They don't care if you come back and say, well, I'm using video
Yep.
amp, ComScore, or iSpot, and it shows that
Hmm.
you fell, you said that you were going to hit 100 points and you only hit 80. You need to make up this 20 points. And they're going to come back and say, if they're using Nielsen, they're going to come back and say, no, we showed that Nielsen showed it 100 points. And then you get in, they'll show you that
Yep.
all.
That back and forth. Yeah. I think when you think about Nielsen, as far as like the ratings world, Nielsen's like a Google, right? They're the monopoly. They make the rules. They kind of set all the rules. So as long as they're setting the rules and have that top accreditation, I don't think any of these other companies are going to be able to come in and take over, become the new king. But I think ComScore is making huge headway as far as ratings go, and all these other ones. There's just
Well,
more options.
they're
But
going
to
to,
put it in like, go ahead.
the one headway that these companies have, and they kind of, they allude to it in the article, but they don't actually call it out, is that stations will use whatever rating source makes them look the best.
The best. Well, that's how the math in media always works. Everyone's number one.
Everybody's number one. I mean, one of the things that they talk about was that what was it? That for, I think it was the Oscars or something like that. That's what it is. That
Mhm.
Video Amp said that the award show reached an average of 10.1 million viewers, while Nielsen only reported that they reached 9.3.
Right.
Which number do you want to report if you are the Golden Globes broadcast
I
people?
wonder.
Number are you going to report? So
Yep.
it's unless if you're one of these reporting agencies, and as long as you have good research and data to back it up, and good,
Right. You have to have a methodology.
your
But
intent or a healthy amount of people that you're using to make up these numbers, because they're not able to see every single one of those 10 million.1.
no,
They're
at the end of the day, it's a poll,
it's
right? So we're measuring the trends and extrapolating numbers. Yeah.
it's just as long as I mean, as long as you're able to do that and prove your points without, having a scandal where, you're just making stuff up, and it just, once that happens, it's going to tarnish your reputation. I mean, Nielsen's been able to weather a lot of this because they've been the only game in town for a lot of this. So
Forever.
hopefully some of these are able to get a little bit better. But I don't have a favorite over Nielsen. I mean, I've used ComScore.
I've used
So
ComScore.
I haven't really
Yeah.
used Video Amp or iSpot, so might be interesting to
Mm-mm.
look at those, but I don't really see. It's just Nielsen is expensive, so
It is expensive. And
that's the biggest.
stations are the ones that eat the brunt of the cost, right? Because we can always get information from them. To me, if it's a level playing field, like you were saying, don't care if it's Nielsen, don't care if it's ComScore, but everybody plays in the same pool, then we can compare, right? And the
Yeah,
time old media buyer phrase is it has to be apples to apples, right? Can't compare Nielsen to ComScore because, like you said, the numbers are going to be different. So as long as whatever you're using a consistent methodology, you're good to show ROI.
yeah. And the other part of the article talks about how Nielsen has a lot more money to play with, and thus they're very litigious when
Yep.
it comes to they're suing all these other people. So I think
Well,
that's
yeah, it's like a patent, right? Like their methodology is what makes them money. So no
they
one else can
basically
have
had a
it.
monopoly in this. They
Yeah.
basically have had a monopoly in this, and it's one of
Hmm.
those things where it's like a measurement. It's basically like saying it's basically like they're the Bitcoin of this industry. There is a lot of
Yep.
other measurement things, but nobody's like as big as them, has the resources they do. So they're going to try to keep their lead by just suing people every time you get a one of these lawsuits thrown out. There'll be another one coming down the pipe. So
Hmm.
it's just an uphill battle for these lower tier agencies. So we'll see. I mean,
Yep. Always nice, just like we say with Google, to have competition because it just makes everybody better.
yeah, and they've really got to expand a little bit more into the digital space. I mean, they make most of their money from broadcast, but it's
Yep.
broadcast is merging, so it's they gotta yeah, we just got to keep looking at how they're evolving. And then our fun
Yeah.
last one,
If I can get this guy up,
we get to talk
is
about sports.
yeah. Oh, here we go.
Actually, sports marketing is doing really well, but the
Streaming in sports. Yep.
typical. They're saying, "Oh, we have a hard way of measuring return on investment," and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." When you're sponsoring teams and you have your name on the field that shows up during the ads, it's not going to lead to a direct. It's not something you can track. It's branding.
Right.
It's
It's not a banner ad where you click and we can track where you went. We can track the purchases you made. It's branding, but it's an important piece of branding.
yes, it's a very important piece of branding. What I like about this article is they go into some of their which sponsorships maximize viewers depending, and then later on it talks about age ranges, what Gen Z thinks, what
That I thought was the most interesting. Here we go by the numbers.
yeah, and of
So
course
40,
the younger audience is more susceptible to this kind of branding because they like
right,
watching
streaming
sports.
for younger, influencers for younger. It's the perfect storm of how you're going to be able to reach them and influence, right?
Mm-hmm. Uh, and the part that we skipped over was it's basically talking about it's a valuable sponsorship, and running ads in sports is going to be a good idea because it's live and people are there, and it's when you're here it says sports have always been an outsized part of our culture, and sports intended to be viewed live and in the moment, and because of that fact,
Hmm.
it is designed and engenders live viewing as a means that brands have captive audiences. So it's basically just saying it. I don't think sports are going anywhere. I think they're just
No,
going to try
it's the
to like
event. Yeah,
sports.
the water cooler conversation. You're watching with family. You're talking about it the next day. So you're more engaged already. So any ad you're going to see
Expand it.
already has that improved recall.
They're trying to expand sports marketing even more to where they were saying, younger generation likes things like cricket and stuff like that. So we're going to have, I mean, we're probably not going to have just ESPN and ESPN2. It's probably, I mean, they're going to have a few more, and it's just going to be all the
Mhm.
different kinds of sports that you can watch. You're going to be able to watch whatever sports you want. It's going to be the Ocho. It's going to be that kind of stuff. Just
Yep. And
you
women's sports too is getting huge,
know.
and competing with the men. The women's basketball numbers do just as good as the men now. So
Well, let's see if the money goes to that. They're still selling sponsorships at a lot cheaper rate, so hopefully
exactly,
more money.
exactly. Get in early. Another
Yes,
thing I thought was really interesting was talking about the boomers, right? And how, where was it? 58% of boomers prefer to watch sports still via cable or broadcast. So if you do have that older audience, you still want to look cable and broadcast if you're trying to reach them.
and what another thing that I think is funny is I think that we might see an uptick in people being litigious against all these like TikTok and things like that, because
Hmm.
people will just sit and prop up their phone and stream the game that they're watching, and people can watch it for free anywhere. And I'm like, it's that's getting a little bit more.
Yep, into that copyright. I've done that with live concerts, right? I'll watch somebody just holding their phone and watch the whole concert.
So I'm just surprised that people are still able to get away with that. Yeah, there was a couple. I was watching some of the lives for there's a tsunami in Hawaii last night, but I was
Oh,
screwed.
I watched some this morning.
I was scrolling through the lives, and I would get there was a Lady Gaga concert happening at the same time. And I was just like, that
Mhm.
is hilarious. People just streaming everything. It's just how do you stop those people when it's live? It's the problem.
Right. It's a great way to be connected, but if you are monetizing that live and selling it, yeah, there's going to be need to be some kind of legislation or some kind of way for them to say, this is our content, our property.
Mhm. And they're saying that it costs $8 million to advertise on a Super Bowl and things like that. And I mean, if you're more of a regional thing, you don't have to worry about that.
You
It's
can
still
get in and around the Super Bowl for surprise if you know what you're doing, surprisingly cheaper rates. But you're going to be during the day. You're going to be in pregame. You're going to buy that last minute remnant inventory.
what a like first half Super Bowl ad cost here in like the Austin market this year. I know it's more than even San Antonio, which makes no sense, but
Yeah, I'd
uh,
probably say 10 or 20, but it's going to be cheaper than UT football.
yeah, 10 or 20,000. I
It's
thought it was.
probably where they start. And then we go down from there. I think
Oh,
I've gotten it for 2 grand one year, which was a pretty good deal.
I don't know. It was expensive for me. I was thinking
Mhm.
closer to like some of the packages are like at $50,000 for to get a spot, because what they're doing is they would sell their first quarter spot along with a bunch of spots before the game and a bunch of spots
Right.
after.
You get everything kind of built in.
They don't
Hmm.
sell just the spot by itself. Yeah, so I bought a few of those over my lifetime, but so it can be affordable if you're in an affordable market. But yeah, nobody's if you're doing
Exactly. In an
brand.
even smaller market, like a college station, for example, a couple $100, you're in the game.
Yeah. Um, but I did like that it was showing that younger Gen Z is still watching sports, and 50% of
Hmm.
the 50 it says 15% of baby boomers and 22% of Gen X are watching via streaming. So that's up from where it was last year.
Yep.
It's nice that they're still staying engaged. And one of the funny things that I saw that was towards the end of this was they were talking about how for sponsoring an athlete or having athlete branding in some of your games is much more of a Gen Z.
Hmm.
It's just like, yeah, it's always the younger kids, the
It's
kids
their
that are
heroes.
it's under 25. It's
Yep.
kids under 25 that will always be more influenced by influencers, their athletes, it's people that they look up to. It's
Hmm.
their
And it's
heroes.
more a peer, right? The athletes are honestly young kids.
Yeah. And I think it's funny that it's 14% of boomers and 16% of boomers. And I'm like, honestly, it's anybody that's over, I think, 35 years old is probably in that audience too. It's just like maybe
Hmm.
not, they're not going to be swayed by a athlete that's in an ad unless and they don't even talk about this unless the ad is an athlete that was basically their hero or somebody that they recognize from when
When they
they
were,
were a
yep.
kid.
So that's where we're getting into the broadcasters, the retired athletes, and all their sponsorship deals. Yeah.
It's like that's why you got what Charles Barkley and oh my God, Shaquille O'Neal selling
Mm-hmm. Shaquille
minerals,
O'Neal with all the chicken and everything. Yeah, he's doing it right.
minerals insurance. He sells Gold Bond, but he gets
Oh, it
like
was like
big.
Office Max. It's everything.
So but he's getting points on all that. He's getting stock instead of getting paid. So that's why he's doing so many of those things. I think that's interesting. But
Yep.
so
Very smart.
yeah, if you're going for the older audience, you got to go for a older athlete. So yeah, that's why some of the insurance commercials you'll see, like the Mannings, which are older athletes.
Hmm.
So I think that's interesting. But yeah, so sports marketing is coming back with a football that's coming in the next few weeks. So
Few weeks.
looking at
Ugh,
that,
can't believe it.
get some of our sports going. Sports is always one of the top things you can do on OTT and especially on
Yep.
broadcast and cable. So
Yeah. And it's what drives fourth quarter. And honestly, yeah, it's streaming, it's broadcast, and it is cable. So
yeah, one of the best
lots of
options.
opportunities.
All right, so I think that'll do it for today.
I think so. We'll be back next week with another topic, and maybe we'll discuss a little more digital than traditional next time. But great to talk to you.